Hello YouTube, in this tutorial we will talk about something that is crucial to understand, and that is if, else combinations. So we are talking about checks. We are checking different things, and based on that we are doing or not doing some action. So let's say we have two numbers, and those numbers are, in this simple possible scenario, they are not equal. So how to check if they are what kind of relationship they have, and based on that relationship we will do something like if x is smaller than epsilon, then we need a new level of indentation automatically, and then you can say something like hard-coded report like x is smaller than epsilon. Of course you can use actual values before and after the single quotes, I mean string, but for simplicity reasons I will just go with this, with hard-coded kind of report. So that is one option, but we have another option possible, like when they are equal and when epsilon is smaller than x. Right, so the simplest possible way that all beginners will understand is this one. If x is bigger than epsilon, so right now we are just using ifs, okay, but it's not correct way to use them exclusively. So if x is more than epsilon, you will type print x is bigger than epsilon. Right, and there is a third solution, the only one possible solution in this case when we are comparing two numbers, okay, two numbers, is if x equals epsilon. Now two symbols of equality, because this is how you check things when you are dealing with numerics, okay? So two symbols of equality. So this is only one possible option. There is no more than this, and you will just type print they are equal. Okay, and let's run our script if I didn't mess something up. Right, x is smaller than epsilon. So let's change our values so they can be same, and the result will be they are equal. So this part is activated. So every time when one part is activated, when one part is true, the other things are not true. So think about this as a source code paragraphs. If one is correct, then another paragraphs can't be correct, okay? So I mean you can think about that in that way. Variables, yeah, that epsilon is a smaller number, and then x is bigger than epsilon, which is obvious. So this is really simple and not advised to use if. So you will use if at the start of your comparisons, okay, and in between you can use as many as you like of else ifs, okay, short for elif. So you can have 10 of them if you like, right? And after that you can use only one else, and that is like ultimate the last possibility. So else, and you don't need to check anything into else, because that is the only possible option. So there is nothing to check anymore. You have everything on a piece of paper, like developed, like algorithm. So there is no even need to think about that. There is no more, like a fate no more or something, I don't know. As I said, I'm not into music. So let's run our script, and x is bigger than epsilon, and all other things will work. I mean values will work as they need to work. Now what will happen if for some reason you put some checks here, like x equals epsilon? Will that work? Well, no, invalid syntax. So there is no need to type anything after else. I mean numbers, either they are different or they are same, so there is no fourth option, right? And some people will say, oh, there is probably a trick, can we use the brackets here, and result will be invalid syntax. So can you remove this space and will it work? And result will be invalid syntax. So just remember that else is the final destination, final option, and there is no more. Right, so Next thing, we can also grab things from keyboard, like input. Please enter X, and also let's use that to save ourselves a little bit of time. Please enter Y, and now check what will happen. You probably don't expect this, but check what will happen. Let's say that you run this script and you say 5 is X and 105 is Y. So check this result. X is bigger than Y. How the hell is that even possible? Well, it is, because remember, every time when you are grabbing thing from keyboard and you're not specifying type, it will be used as a string. Let me prove that. Check this out. Print type X, and down there you have type of Y. So let's repeat our script. 5 and 105. So we are dealing with strings, but we don't need strings because this is kind of mathematical operation. So what you're gonna do, the simplest possible solution is just type integer here or float, okay, and also here, yeah, and now you will get nice results. CLS, please enter X and Y, and there you go. Now the thing works. So let's try again. 105, they are equal, and again please enter X, like yeah, 105 and 20, and everything works fine. So just remember, because we are at the end of this tutorial dedicated for else if thing, you'll have one if, and then you have many else ifs. Elif, I don't know how many of them, it's up to you, and then you will have only one else option. Okay, so that's kind of stupid pseudo structure, but you get the point, right? So you can practice a little bit this, because I mean you'll use this all the time. Trust me, all the time, and in your source code, in other people's source code, if statements and for statements for each and while loops and so on, you will use them all the time, and you will understand them, okay, because they are simple to understand in basics. And after that you can develop on complexity, and so on. But once you get the point, how to grab things from keyboard, how to use them into if, in a for loops, and so on, then you'll do many other complicated things without any problem. So I'm gonna shut up as always. Thank you for watching, thank you for support and subscription, blah blah, and see you next tutorial.